Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cryptofy's Tis Hitters series. My name's Kurt Conley. I'm here with Mr. Rev Nissen. How are you today, Rev?
Yeah, doing good, Kurt, and yourself?
Yeah, mate, it's Friday, end of the week. It's been a busy week. I've got some new get up, right? So, after Rev's been telling me all week that I need to get my headphones and my microphone sorted, I finally got it sorted. So, hopefully, the content we guys are bringing to you guys is sounding a little bit crisper, a little bit fresher with my new microphone. So I appreciate you getting me onto that, Rev.
Too easy.
So before we always jump into the TIS hitters, we always cover the disclaimer. Remember, we're not financial advisors. Everything we cover in our channels and our Discord and our Facebook group is not to be considered investment advice. Make the trades at your own discretion. Okay. Moving into the weekly summary, we have updated the weekly summary. We're always messing with this and playing this and trying to make it a bit more streamlined. So we have added in a few more columns. So let's go over what we've covered. And also, the weekly hits are only based off what trades we have talked about for this week. Okay. So at the beginning of the week, we talked about T Fuel. We said that we weren't taking an entry. I think we were looking at it around 53 sats, but we were saying the entry is probably good for around 35. It's currently at 48 sats. Theta, we talked about at 3,700 sats. It's sitting around that 3,450 sats at the moment. So its current change from the entry was about 6.7% in the negative. However, after we made the trade call on the entry, it did have a spike and it spiked up probably 6%. IOTA, 1,500 sats, currently at 1,400 sats, negative 6 at the moment. But as per the last trade, the spike since the entry was about 7% in the positive. So there was some quick action on those two. They have pulled back a little bit, but yeah, there was some potential gains to be made on those two. The two big movers were Wi-Fi and TRB. So Wi-Fi 10.8 million sats is its current value, and we're at plus 20 in the current change, but it did go to 27, right?
Yeah.
So there was some good movement with that. And TRB minus 2.6 at the moment, but it did go to 21%. So two big trades there. So for the week, if you'd made some gains in that, you'd probably looking about 50%, right, Rev?
Somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around there for sure.
You know.
Definitely.
Now obviously we don't always have good weeks like that, and in the beginning of the series we had a few that are probably looking the complete opposite to those. But you
Yeah,
take the good with the bad, right?
100%, and that's why you just got to keep on going. We're here to, show you guys that we're here with you. So it
Yep.
doesn't matter if it's what we call a bad trading week or a good trading week. We're going to be here and we're going to be doing this all the time. Just something to hit on that on T Fuel. The entry target is at 35, as you mentioned, Kurt. When we first spoke about it, I think it was like 53 to 55 sats. It's currently in the trend to go down to where we want it. I haven't really looked at charts ever since, besides looking at it just down at the current sat value, but we may be on target for that as well. So we are looking for that and looking really closely on it. Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's jump into this week's TIS hitters. We have three trades that we want to talk about. The first one we want to talk about is Uni. So the current CMC ranking for that is 32. The USD price is around $3.97 at the time of filming this. Sat value is 21,825 sats. However, we just opened a new line here, which we call the trade. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what we think the trade setup looks like to help you guys make some better decisions. Hourly close above 24,600 looks good from here if we can do that, and a potential breakout of around 26,555. So I'll get Rev to go a bit more detail in that when he pulls the chart up. So if you want to start running and grabbing that chart, Rev.
Yeah, so let's get straight into it here and have a look. What we got, Uni here on CryptoStat. Let's bring up. Actually, let's look at the data really quickly. 51% volume change, 11% in buyers change. Buyers look good. Volume does look good, and that's always a good thing. If we're seeing volume pick up as well as buyers, it's always a really, really good mixture. So let's open up the chart and have a look. Whoop, didn't hit it right then. Right, so what I got here as well is the current sat value is at 21,000, 21.7 at the moment. And what we're looking for is an hourly close above the 24.6, as you mentioned, Kurt, and a potential break at 26,555 sat value. The only reason being for that is if we zoom out, we can actually see those parts as a resistance and a play. And you can see whereas the 24... what was it, 24.6 range, you can see it's just about there, and that's where this sort of range is as well. ranging within this and that bottom there as well where it fell. So if we get there, it could be a potential move, and then the 26 is breaking out of this zone here. So you'd throw a trend channel, just a little one there. This is on the 4 hourly. You might be able to do it better on the hourly. You throw a trend channel. Let me move it across a bit. Throw a trend channel. And another thing to watch out for is MACD actually crossing the zero line. Keeping it nice and simple here, guys. It's just how you want to do this. It has to be nice and simple. And we can see the 4 hourly as well as over the 100-day MA. When we go on a daily, we can see as well it is climbing itself up to that zero line on the MACD, and we are over that 100-day MA as well. So we may range in between here for a little while, and that's why we're saying it's not really a trade right now. These are the points that we're looking at before we make a potential trade. So a 6 out of 10 for that, and that's all there is to it for uni, to be quite honest.
Okay, so let's jump back into the hits. So the next one's Atom. CMC ranking is 23, USD price is $5.30, current sat value is 29,000 sats. The trade, it looks good here. It looks good from where we're at, 29,000 sats. But we are going to talk about putting a stop loss in here. Put the stop loss in around that 24,390. Keep an eye on it. It could be a little bit higher than that, but I'll let Rev talk about that on the charts. But yeah, 24,390 is where we're looking at the stop loss. 24-hour trading volume is 90 Bitcoin. One buy, one sell. I think the sell was around 32,500 sats. So we have come down to that entry point, and we're giving this an 8 out of 10. So I'll get you to pull up the chart for that, Rev, and we'll quickly go over that one.
Yeah, sounds good. So let's have a look at, this is Atom. So I've just thrown it in the search bar there. You can see the price change hasn't really changed in the last 24 hours. The volume, though, 30% up at 91 volume currently. And we got the buyer's percentage also that's quite high for Atom, to be quite honest. Usually it's hovering around the 5-6%. So it would have had a move in the last 2-3 days, and that's why we're not capturing it in the last 24 hours. But we're still sort of building that up, and you can see in the 60 minutes building up, the 4 hourly is building up, 12 hourly down a bit, but also a 5% change in the last 24 hours. So let's bring up the chart, and this chart's really interesting. I've always loved Atom. I know you know that, Kurt, too, because I've mentioned it a few times, because this thing just looks good. From a dollar perspective, it's great. It really is. From a BTC perspective, I haven't really looked at it all that much. So, yeah, the SL is sitting at 24,390. That's correct. If we have a look at the 4 hourly for a second, bring this in a little bit, and you can see the 24,390. You got that 25 there. You got that drop there to 24,450. And if we lose this structure here, where we bounced off last time, we went up, we came down, right? We picked up and came down to it and bounced right off it. If we lose that structure there, it's a double structure here, but also these structures here are built off of that exact same one there. So what I'm trying to say here is these bottoms here were only there and held as support because of what's happened here before. So right now, if we start to go there, that's where we're sort of putting an SL in to say, okay, we're out of this trade. No good no longer. I know that's about 15 to 20% away from the entry right now at 29,000, but it's a risk we're willing to trade on. So it looks really, really good from that perspective. And then on daily, actually, it looks really, really, really good. And what we're expecting here is just another formation of what it's done here. So we have a move up, a move down, a move up, and another move down. A lot of people would say, oh, you know, you've got a head and shoulders here, and you can see that play there happening. Yeah, cool. We may have an inverse head and shoulders here. So you got the shoulder, the head, another little head there on a daily. So it's not really a confirmed move at the moment. But if we go back on the 4 hourly, I think that looks like a pretty good double bottom right there if it was just to go for its life. So, you know, a double bottom there would be really nice to catch on. I don't think we specified a TP. I've got a first target at 35,000 sats to about, so pretty much there if we do break out to about 50,000, which is about here. And we can see it's had a bit of ranging in here and falling off, you know, not really pushing through, and then more range as well and not pushing through. It did try and push through, but then Bitcoin came and ruined the party for everything. So, yeah, so, you know, and that did top out right there. You can see it's at 55,000. So, you know, 35 to 50,000, I think, is justifiable, especially when we have a SL. So you're getting, you know, if we go to 50,000, it's like an 80% with an SL of about 15%. So, I mean, it kind of weighs both ways as well. So
Risk versus reward, right?
yeah, the risk versus reward is pretty big. So we're giving that an 8 out of 10, but that's all we can really see on Adam at the moment.
Yep. And the last one that we're going to talk about today is OMG. CMC ranking is $44. USD price is $3.33 out of all numbers. Like, honestly, some people will understand that in the community. But anyway, Sat value is 18,280 sats. We were talking about this earlier. There's a potential dip to 14,500 stats on OMG when you look at the chart, which we'll get Rev to pull up. The breakout is around 21,440 sats. So it looks good. Volume is 101 BTC. One buy, one sell. The sell was pinged at 21,440 sats. So if you had caught that, nice little sell there.
Yep.
Given this rating is 7 out of 10. So let's pull the chart up and have a look at this potential breakout.
Yeah, so not long ago we were just looking at the data curtain. It was 101 volume, currently at 104. And I'm talking half an hour ago. I know it's not much, but right now for alts, they're struggling to get volume anywhere across the board.
Anywhere across the board. Yeah,
it's just a mission to get volume. So right there, right now, we've built up a little bit in volume. Price is still about the same. 18,280 was where we looked at it. 18,240 is where it's at right now. We can see the buyers change increasing on the 24-hourly to 12-hourly. So this could take a day, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, maybe even a week to really get going. But
momentum, right?
Yeah, you need to build that momentum, and I think it has a potential, move here. So let's go and check that out and bring up the chart real quickly. Got the hourly here, and you can see the hourly once again. It's held through there. So far, it's just gone sideways, but we don't want it to fall. But there is a potential dip to 14.5, which is, I'll throw a line there just so you guys can see it. I might have to move the chart across a little bit. Horizontal line 14.5. You can get it around there. That's pretty much about where it is. And you can see why we've chosen that as well. If you look at the chart right there, I might have to zoom in a little bit here, won't I? So it's within this range where it just took its time to do whatever it was doing, and then it popped out. This is in July, I believe. August. So August there, and I think the move started in July. No, it didn't. It all started in August, actually. There you go. And that's a nice, beautiful, that's a beautiful trade right there. Anyone that caught that, that's like a 6.5, 7x or so in there.
Some good gains there.
You're crazy if you're not taking some money, some profit out of that trade. And that's what we're looking for it to do right now, is either go push back down or hold this support here, which it hasn't at the moment. Hold this support now. Is it really a support? It could be, because it topped out here as well before it went for a rocket move out and then push again. So potentially there is a move here. I would closely watch the volume, and we can see as well on the hourly there, the MACD is crossing. It doesn't really give us too much. You're trying to cross the zero line. The 4 hourly hasn't confirmed. Has it? Yes, it has. Confirmed bullish, but it hasn't gone to the zero line yet. So there is a potential. And once again, that double bottom there on the 4 hourly, you just bounce up, bounce. And we want to see it above the 100-day EMA and continue that way. As long as Bitcoin doesn't rule the party, a lot of these alts have a potential move here. And then when we look at the daily, you can see where it's struggling. We need it to curve back up on the MACD and start pushing again. And, fingers crossed we get even a 50% move out of this, even to the 100-day EMA right there to 3,000 sats. That's about a 70% move. That would be beautiful, a beautiful setup right there. So that's pretty much on OMG. But there is one thing that did catch my eye, Kurt, while I was looking for a crypto stat, while we were waiting to get all this going, is MTH right now is at 44 sats. And if you look at the volume change on that, it's quite incredible. We're talking about 10,270% increase in volume. And this is why CryptoStat data is so crucial. There's no other place to get the metric for the volume change like that. No other place will tell you that sort of volume change.
There's nothing that's going to put it right in front of you like that as well. You go try and scroll through all these different, and look through all the exchanges and try and find this data. You're just not going to get it, So things like this is really valuable.
100%. And we look at it and we go, oh, okay, cool. MTH. And that's when we go back. We go to, TIS, and we say, okay, what did TIS think about, MTH? Are we looking for a buy? Does it believe there's a potential buy? Or is this just purely one person who's just gone crazy and added a whole lot of volume to it? Because it's sitting at 405 volume. There isn't many things sitting in that bracket. And when we're talking about
we looked at Uni just before, right? Uni had what 700 BTC volume. It's like a very big token on the exchanges, right? So that has 700 BTC volume, and what are we sitting on with this one?
405 at the moment, right there.
Crazy. Yeah. Most people wouldn't have even heard of that token before.
100. I mean, it has more volume than EOS at the moment. It has more volume than Tron at the moment. So you can see, like, we're not messing about when we say the volume is not there for alts at all. It really isn't. And for something to end up with 500 volume is quite incredible to see just then, out of nowhere. Yeah. Another thing as well we want to catch is waves. Waves, we mentioned it on the last one. We looked at the Binance MACD scanner. It's made a move. So the Binance MACD scanner within CryptoStat's really powerful. And right now it's actually confirming the LTC on the weekly as well, which has bumped it up to that 90%. Now, once again, we've gone back to 2 on the 90%ers, then 3, and now we're sitting at 4, and I'll bring them up and show them. And this is where we...
And just while you're doing that, Rev, we did talk about LTC a couple of weeks, like probably a week or so ago, right? We were looking at it. We were like, do we want to talk about it? Do we want to talk about something else? LTC has been caught on the buys in TIS multiple times now. It is coming through.
Definitely. And you can see there's waves right now sitting at 100% because the 1 minute, every single MACD is currently in a bullish sentiment or bullish stance. ENG as well had a move. DNT had a crazy move. I mean, TIS hit it at 65 sats. It went to I think it went to like 800 sats.
Yeah, it did something ridiculous.
Yeah, and now we've just had LTC and it's still not confirmed on the weekly. So watch out for that dot to go away. Once it does confirm that weekly, once that weekly closes and it's above, watch for fireworks on LTC if that does happen. So, and just keep an eye. I mean, if you use CryptoStat, keep an eye on the MACD scanner. It's powerful. It's more powerful than you think. Some people purely trade just on a moving average conversion divergence because it's proven itself. The moves outweigh in a percentage more than what the moves down do. So, and once it unconfirms itself, you just get out of the trade. So it's a pretty powerful tool, and that's why we have thrown it up here for you guys. But yeah, other than that, Kurt, I don't think there is anything else besides, what we've seen Bitcoin do. I mean, that's always exciting. Always exciting to see Bitcoin do its thing. Currently sitting at 18,150. Dominance at 68 Funnily enough, the dominance just keeps on climbing.
Right, it's just out of control. And there's a lot of people still calling for big corrections, big pullbacks here. I'm ultra bullish. You guys know how, I'm pretty sure I come across in all my stuff that I talk about how bullish I am. I think Bitcoin's still got some fuel in the tank. I think the fuel trucks are hanging around and gassing this thing up. I still think she's got a little bit to go. So don't hold me to it. Don't trade on that. It's just my feeling, and I'm always bullish with Bitcoin. So let's see what happens. Really exciting times coming into a weekend. It's been a crazy week. But yeah, let's see what happens. It'll be interesting the next few days.
Yeah, for sure.
That is TIS Hitters episode 9. Adam, Uni, OMG, go check him out. And as always, enjoy your time over the weekend, wherever you are in the world. That is it from Rev and I for the week. And we'll see you guys on the inside. Take care.
Cheers, guys. Take it easy. Cheers, Kit.
Bye.